Welcome to Phat Talk Radio. I am with the real mother Earth. I gotta say that mother.
Mother.
The mother Earth. And I'm so excited.
Yes.
We've already had time to bond a little bit, but okay, so I started following you before I knew anything of you. I just was like, I see this curvy chick that's super confident. And that's when I was in the beginning of my weight loss journey. And it's been like 3 years. And I bet you didn't even know that. 3 years of following you. Of following you. And I was then probably 90 pounds heavier. Because I used to weigh 425 pounds.
Oh, wow.
So it was really hard for me to get past. Like, I was always an artist, but I'm just telling you how you inspired me. Because she has her platform, but I want you to understand why I followed you and why it was so important to have you here today. So, 425 pounds, I started losing weight, coming down, but everybody else kept telling me you look good, but I didn't feel like I looked good. I still, even today, I still sometimes feel like I'm still that 400 pound person. So I would go to these shows and perform when I first moved out here. And they'd be like, oh, you can sing, but you don't perform. But I wasn't confident enough to perform. So when I stood on stage, I was kind of like Fred Hammond with the microphone. I wouldn't move. Right. And then, so I started following you, and it was this Australian plus size girl. She's I can't remember her name right at this moment. And then I started following Mustang Sally, but it's plus size Sally, but it's Mustang Sally because she's always in this pool. So I started following you three, and you guys started building my confidence because I started seeing like they don't give a damn, right? They don't care, and they feel, and they're really beautiful. And the thing about it is, what I also started seeing is it was like how the world, however you wanted the world to perceive you, that's really how it was gonna happen and jump off. I was reading all your comments and stuff, and I'm like, at that time, why ain't getting these comments? Because I'm thinking, because in my mind, I didn't see myself that way. So you helped me. Yeah. Before I knew anything, like anything that we could be soul sisters, that we was trotting down the same similar path or anything like that. I didn't even find out about your show, your radio show, until a year ago. For some reason, like I always just looked at the pictures. Right. Like I pretty much everybody probably do, but you guys should really read what she's writing along with those pictures. Because then it was just like, whoa, it was like full. You know what I'm saying? I was like, you went to SAE. You got a kid. Yeah. You got, you know what I'm saying? Yes. Right. Yes. So tell everyone a little bit about you. Where you from and.
Queen, I want to say thank you so much. I'm glad I can inspire women like you. I'm so glad. You do. Because one of the goals that I plan on achieving and reaching is inspiring all women of all sizes, all races, that to know that you're beautiful. You don't have to be a size 9 or 8 or 7 to feel beautiful. As long as you know who you are as a woman, then you will be fine. And me being Mother Earth, it wasn't always easy. Like, I've had awful relationships. I've been hit on in relationships. I've been in abusive relationships. So that also helped build me to see, okay, you're worth more than that. Yeah. After I gave birth to my son, me and his father was going back and forth, and it was awful. He put his hands on me. Everything else out the sky just happened when left, and it was awful. So it just made me look at myself like, hey, you're beautiful, because I haven't always felt beautiful. It's been plenty of days I've been like, oh, I'm ugly today, or I'm not this and I'm not that, and I had to actually look in the mirror and say to myself, you're fine. Yeah, you are. You're making something that ain't even something that's big, making it a big deal. God made you this way, and I'm a firm believer in God, and I'm a firm believer that God don't make no mistakes on none of us, no matter what we've been through. Because trust me, honey, I've been through a lot. So I'm just glad and happy that I'm able to inspire and walk in my truth and live in my truth and not care about how people feel about me.
Thing right there.
Right.
That's
the you gotta be bold.
The bold part.
Yes, you have to be bold. You have to know who you are, because people will judge you all day, every day. People will talk about things they don't have no business talking about, just random stuff off the wall. They don't even know what they're talking about, just to see how your character is, just to see if they can take you out your character. Right. But you can't let people take you out your element. You have to stand firm in who you are and believe in who you are.
That's right.
So
I wanted to share that because a lot of people are always complimenting me and saying how confident I am. And that's crazy to hear that. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think I've ever really shared that with my listeners. I feel like some things I have saved to talk about when it was time, and this is definitely one of them times.
Right.
But for everyone out there, you guys are always pouring into me and telling me how great I am and confident. But this was a piece of that puzzle because I didn't view myself like that. And even when I did view myself like that, I felt guilty. You ever felt like that? Like you felt guilty for feeling like you were beautiful, guilty for feeling, especially depending on what situation you was in that life. My ex-husband, we went through a lot of stuff too. You know what I'm saying? His drug use, abuse, cheating, all of that. 3 kids later, and like I just finished telling you, I came out here. I had never been in Georgia before in my life, but I knew that once I divorced him, I would have to move, to prove the point of But I never shared that with my listeners till today. I never shared with them that I literally was trying to recreate my whole life when I came here. And the thing about it is, you've always been so open with it. I didn't want people to know because I wanted them to always see how they have been pouring into me. You never know how people are going to accept you once they know you were actually a broken person. Like, not just broken, but like in shambles in the corner somewhere. Like that white woman that they be making fun of. Like, oh my God. That was me. You know what I'm saying? But this is me now. But it's a journey, and that's what I respect the name. I respect you.
Thank you.
I respect your journey.
Thank you.
Like I said, we share it so it almost like woo, you know what I'm saying, without even knowing that you imagine that. Imagine looking at a picture one day and not even knowing that you have a soul tie to this person unknowingly. You know what I'm saying? So that's why. I wanted you to be here. And then you guys hear her talking, she was just like, whew.
Yes, queen. Yes.
So tell me how, once you was like, okay, I know that I'm worth more than whatever situation that I'm going through. What was your first steps?
Well, my first step was I've always liked modeling, but I didn't have the confidence. But I got with a photographer. His name was Chase Millions. Shout out to you, Chase. And he lives in Miami now. But he was the actual first photographer that looked at me and said, "You're beautiful, big. You're gorgeous. You're awesome. Like, you will inspire millions of women, and you don't even know it." Like, he's told me, "You're gonna inspire millions of women." I looked at him like, "Oh, you're crazy. I'm not gonna inspire anybody." But as I was going through the process and actually getting in front of a camera and liking some of what I saw, I was like, hey, this ain't bad. I kind of like it. And then also what led me to going out more and pursuing my dreams and pursuing modeling is doing public speaking. I would go around to some organizations, some charities. I would speak to women, and they'll be like, wow, your story touched me and things in that nature. And I was like, okay, this is where God wants me to be. So I took modeling as my platform of being my purpose. I get plenty of people, assholes, excuse my language, all day saying, oh, she's showing her butt or she's showing. It's not that I'm just showing myself. I'm doing this because I'm giving women a free will to do whatever they please without people looking at them and judging them and feeling low or feeling
like taking the hits.
Right. Yeah. So I took that upon myself and I was like, I'm gonna do it. And the crazy thing is, I come from a pastor household.
Me too.
So
see what now look, we didn't talk about that. My dad and my mama reverence, the ones I just got off the phone with. Wow. This just keep getting better.
Yes, please. So you know how this get PK. And they expect their expectations. You don't need to do this. God told me. And you feel that's that guilty because you always fall back into feeling condemned for things that, like, I'm beautiful and let me acknowledge my breasts and my ass, but then they like, Jesus, what would Jesus do? Like, you can't get a man showing himself, like, all that craziness. So I took that in consideration, but I still I'm bold. I'm a bold ass person, so I don't care about people looking at me and say, oh, but you nasty, or why would you do that? I don't look at that like that. I look at it like, hey, I love it. This is my body. You don't like it, leave.
Right. That's right.
Just leave.
But I love it.
Thank you, Queen. And I love you, Queen.
You know what I'm saying? I love it. I love it. She had this recently. She had you had that gray one piece.
Yeah.
That gray one piece. Yeah. And you doing that little boomerang. I was like, ooh. Yeah. Yes, I love it. And I think Queen. I had a Phat Talk during the New Year with Plus. I think she follows you too. I'm not sure, but Jeannie plus size plus Jeannie F model. She's been in Ashley Stewart and she signed with them. Ashley Stewart, ABC, all of them. And but you too. Yeah. Like I don't follow the other two that I still, but you two, y'all just be giving me life. Yeah. You know, y'all ever want to know how I get my life? I get my life off Gary V and Mother Earth and Jenny F plus model. I'm serious. Like I do share every so often, but your page is private, so I can't. Yeah. I'll be like, should I screenshot and let people know? But I would. This is my way of letting you guys know. You guys she have to choose to accept you as a follower.
Right. And the only reason I have it like that right now is because you get a lot of ignorant people that will follow you and they'll send threat messages or crazy messages. So I just do it just to protect myself and protect my energy. Right. But like one day it'll be open to everybody.
How is it having a child doing this?
Woo! Not gonna lie. Sometimes I tell myself, I want him to grow up and understand. Mommy did this for confidence. Mommy did this because she loved herself. Mommy didn't do this for attention or drawing in negative energy. I do everything for my son. Right. So, and I want to leave a legacy just like I know you going to leave a legacy for your children. Yeah. So I do this because I want to leave a legacy to my son. And I want him to understand, to value women, love yourself, love women, love life, love God, and just be you. And that's another reason why I love my radio show, because it teaches people just be yourself. Right. So I do this platform to show him it's okay to be himself. As a man, he's going to learn. He has to learn how to love himself, regardless how people feel about him. Because there's going to be people that's going to say ignorant things to him. I try to teach him, self-control, respect, knowing who you are, your dignity, your character. Those are so important. So I try to install that into him.
I do the same thing.
Yes, Queen.
Because the world already against us.
Yes.
Yeah. I thought it was so ironic when God gave me 3 boys. I was like, I'm so soft and girly. Why would you do that?
To protect their mom.
But you never know. But see, this is the thing when I had, and this is what I will say to you, when I had to, because we were talking about our father, the baby daddies, and the drama that go along with it. One thing I realized over the last 2 years, and this is why I think that God allowed for our relationship to mend to the point for us to just be solid friends and good parents, was I had to be thankful that he was abusive, that he was all of that stuff. I had to be thankful because I got 3 boys. What could I possibly? I didn't know that I was going to have to raise them for 12 years by myself. What would I have done? Because I was so green. You know what I'm saying? I was a PK kid. I grew up in the church. Away from that. The only thing I did was weed. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know what coke was. He showed me that. He was on drugs. All of that. If I would not have went through that, I definitely would not have been able to handle my sons when they first tried weed. When they tried, when they first was like, oh, I like these girls, you know what I'm saying? I've been a madam. I've been, in California, I didn't want to be those things. I'm like, well, how the hell? I ain't no pimp. Right. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't run it that way. The girls just literally looked up to me, and I was like, well, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it right. This is how I think if it was a pimp. If a pimp was a pimp, this is how the pimp would do it. Y'all take your ass to school. You going to have a part-time job. You ain't hitting the blade. You know what I'm saying? We going to push you somewhere up, and then, you know what I'm saying? But it was a part of my life that was so crazy, because I was just like, so mad that I was going through this stuff. It was like such a transition fall. I felt like I had literally fell from grace. You understand? So I always been a good person, but I was with this person that was not good. But 2 years ago, after I had a total meltdown, like crazy ass meltdown with in front of my kids. Like they had called to speak to him in California, and he was with the new girl, and they was talking bags of shit. And they was talking about like how I have money out here, but I'm just trying to break him. I know I never had asked him for nothing, like all of the years. So my kid. It wasn't the fact that he hadn't said, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
that he hadn't said these things about me before, or said this. It was the fact that my sons, which I had never spoke bad about their father, they thought that I thought the son shined out his ass, literally, and that we had just moved to Georgia because mommy just wanted to change and wanted to homeschool him. Not the fact that this nigga is like bad business and I have to separate from him, and if I don't, like, it's gonna be dangerous. They heard him, and I lost my shit, like in front of them, like because they was like, "Mommy, come here." I was in the kitchen cooking. I never forget. I was like, "Mama, come here. You gotta hear what Daddy's saying." And he was calling me all types of bitches, and they was just like, and for them, my boys, they had never heard nothing bad. It was like, this nigga ain't shit. That's how they felt, and I never knew that would hurt me more than him hurting me. Hearing them, because it was like, I was sorry. At that point in time, I was sorry that I picked him to be their daddy. You know what I'm saying? Like, all I could do was apologize. Like, I'm so sorry and I'm sorry that you finding out that he's shitty like this way. You know what I'm saying? And a couple weeks later, I remember I woke up, it was like 4 a.m. I wrote, you know what I'm saying? I do write, people don't know, I write. So I was writing, and after I wrote everything down, I read it back, and what it said is, if you would not have been where you were, you wouldn't be where you are now. And it's what summed it up. Like, all wrote down all the things that he had did to me, all the things that I had done to myself and chose to deal with, all the things that I put my children through, how sorry I was, you know what I'm saying, his drug use, me not walking away sooner, me having another kid after, and not, you know what I'm saying? And then, for some reason, I was thankful. I was just thankful. Because I was like, damn, you was just so innocent. You wouldn't even been able to stand, you know, your son. And this is what I'm saying when I hear you speak. All the stuff you went through, it just really made you strong. Because everything we do is for our kids.
It's for our kids, exactly.
Our life, the breath we are inhaling and exhaling right now, and I know you know that. It's for them. It's for the kids. But if we would not have been able to. Think about it. Think about our backgrounds. Think about if we would have stayed on that path and then got hit with some shit with a son. Even with a daughter. You know what I'm saying? Like, because now we equipped to tell whoever, not just our kids, but our legacies. Literally, our platform is our legacy. Hey, man, I know it's fucked up. But guess what? You're going to be good. You're going to be straight. You know what I'm saying? And so I don't know. I just had to tell you that. Like, I think that I wished, my hope, you know what I'm saying? I love my black men. I love men in general. Black, white.
I love all colors.
Yeah, I love all colors. I don't discriminate. Thinking Atlanta is just a lot more of us here than it is everywhere else. In California, we are not the majority. So, my wish is for two-parent. Even when you don't want a two-parent household, the child still needs it, because if you really think about it, people that don't want you to have mixed kids, they say because they'll never know the deadbeat identity crisis, right? But it's still the same way. In a two-parent household, when they separate, that child only spends time getting to know that one side of them, and then this other side, they over here like, because the parent more than likely don't like that other side of them, so they are not nurturing it. They're not showing them like crafting it and you know, and being like that. It's this, you know what I'm saying? It's so every house still needs a two-parent household. So I still like that is a real deep-seated wish of mine. You know what I'm saying? That even if you can't be together, you can co-parent because it's fair to the child. That's all it's about. You know what I'm saying? Because really, at the end of the day, that's all it's about. Our ass is about to die. Once we start producing this special, we really know what we know. We on our way. We like, okay, let's get this shit together. So yeah, and I think it'll happen for you. I do.
Thank you, Queen.
Plus, you're grounded.
Yes.
Yeah, and when you got a woman of reason, dude, I don't know your name.
You
know what I'm saying? I don't know your name, but I know that she's understanding, and so she's strong. You know what I'm saying? And you chose it. That's what we always got to remember. We chose our mates. You know what I'm saying? Even if we say, "Oh, oops," it wasn't really because you could have decided.
It's important to have a mate that fully supports you and loves you unconditionally. It's very important.
Well, we do. We got our sons too.
Yes, definitely. Definitely.
I do. So your son, you do everything for him.
Yes.
And we are hoping. I think that he'll look at it that way. You know what I'm saying?
I pray that he looks at it that way.
My sons look at it that way. But they do. Beautiful. They loved my photo shoot. The one that I did with they loved it. They was all for it.
Aww.
And they like women of all. Each one of them like, one like a Mexican, the other one like a white girl, one like them big, one like those baby twin. I'm serious, like they all so they all for it, but they respect their queens.
That's right.
Yeah, they respect their queens.
That's right.
I want to ask you so many questions that I gotta slow down.
Yeah.
I'm really happy. Woo! Sorry, boo. You're gonna have to hold on one second. So you keep your page private.
Mm-hmm.
Was there any point in time that you was just like, okay, I'm just gonna take all this shit down and just
Yes, I've came so many times across that point where I'm like, am I doing? Is it enough? Is it reaching people? Because it's moments where you just want to see results so fast, and you gotta appreciate the process. Because once you start appreciating the process and understanding why you're moving the way you move, then once you reach where you're trying to go, you'll be so appreciative, you'll be so humble, you'll understand and know that it was a struggle for me to get here. So I appreciate it. I'm not so into, and it'll teach you not to be arrogant. Mm-hmm. It'll teach you how to really sit down and get your ideas together and take steps. Because anything that comes fast is not worth it. That's right. So through this journey right now, what I'm learning this year is stay humble and stay grounded. That's right. And it's been plenty of times where I feel like taking everything down and just starting back over. Just saying, this probably ain't the life for me. Maybe I need to go with God. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But God also blesses what he gives us too. Okay. So it's not about what the world thinks you should have. It's about what you think you should have. And you pray about it and you give it to the universe and you just pursue it. Yeah. So I'm learning this journey, just be grateful and humble and take the process and grow with it and get all you can with it, because once you get where you're trying to go, that's it, and all you can do is take it up.
What you say? You say you stepping on next.
I'm stepping out.
And I said I got my boots on. I got my boots on. I'm right with you. I feel the same way though. Humbleness. I definitely think that this year has been last year and this year is just still is continuing to just be humble. You know what I'm saying? Right. Having it. I don't know how much you have had, you know what I'm saying, or how little you've had. But I'm going to tell you, I went from a house and an apartment. I had a whole house. Then I had an apartment.
Right.
And I had a Range Rover. And I had cars and my kids had everything. I went from all of that to nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying? To literally nothing. To when I went to California, one time stayed 6 months in my car. Nobody knew it. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I think... But I will say this, you're right, I'm more happier now, you know what I'm saying, than I was then. When that I was chasing the dollar, when I was worried about people thinking about my range, and thinking about the house that I was trying to break my neck to keep in.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely time of being thankful for him, but I'm definitely got my boots strapped up. Like, I'm definitely coming for what's mine too. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me humbly take my excuse me, can I please have what's mine? And I'm like, that's what I'm doing. I don't be polite with it, but I'm still taking it. You know what I'm saying? So I seen you wear glasses.
Yes, I do.
She wears glasses. And she looks so cute.
I do.
When I open the door, she's so adorable. I'm serious. She wears glasses. And do you never do your shoots in them though?
I don't do my shoots in them because I look like a dork, a little nerd. There's nothing wrong with that, but yeah, I don't wear them.
Yeah, but you do. You should.
Yeah.
I think that's something, because maybe that step up a notch.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people. I wear glasses too.
Yeah.
I do. I just don't need them all the time, but I do. I do wear glasses.
Right.
And I have been thinking about that lately, because all my kids wear glasses, but they don't want to wear them. They're like, why you don't wear your glasses? You don't want to look like no school teacher.
Right.
But maybe we did some pretty interesting shots today.
We did.
So I'm thinking after the egg, maybe we could turn it back to some glasses.
Right. Because the egg, I don't know. That was a hot mess. Sticky, I don't know. I just don't know.
They love it. Yeah. Guys are so true. You know, I This is what I have gotten used to, and have you gotten used to that yet?
Yeah.
Being admired that closely.
Yeah.
Where you know that you kind of like a piece of you on a slab, and they
right.
just like they like.
Right.
I haven't. Right. I really haven't. I haven't gotten there. So how did you get over that? Like, how was that? Because I see you take these amazing shoots like out in the open, and you out like on bridges. I'm like,
thank you, Queen.
Thank you, Queen. How did she do that? Because I can't. All of this coming down the bridge, I can't see. They be like, God damn, and I have to be like, oh my God, please cover me back up. How do you do that? How do you take a deep breath and just be like, fuck it, or
I just like, yeah, fuck it. I'm just gonna do this. Get it over with. If it come out dope, it's dope. If it don't, I won't do it.
What's your craziest shoot?
Woo. Okay, craziest shoot was I was on top of a roof. It was 31 degrees outside, and I was promoting this young man's brand. Will I ever do that again? I don't know, because it was so cold.
You were almost on your way.
I was, and I was
like, he was like,
right, it was cold. I ain't trying to get sick.
Right.
And after that, I had got the flu. Damn. So I don't know if I ever do that. I think it's because we was out there for an hour and a half. So
just constant.
Getting beat up. Yeah.
But this is a real model, because that's real model work. Right
yeah.
there. Like, for real. Yeah. I think it's interesting how she sings. And she raps. Yeah. She does spoken word. She writes.